together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, that's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle, just me today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We have a big show for you. 15 games in the NBA, 15 games in the MLB, 9 in the NHL. So 39 games here as we have what is the last of the regular season in the NBA. So this will be the last huge show, play-ins and playoffs for NBA. So obviously the shows won't be 15 NBA games. So that I'm looking forward to that. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, quick recap of yesterday. Going to go through this pretty quickly, seeing that we have so much to go over. Yesterday was another amazing day, up 6.7 units, off to our really, really strong. MLB was about slight down the juice, I believe it was, down like 0.3 units. I had the Minnesota Twins team total over. I'm glad it didn't double down on that game because they ended up losing 4-0. Jackson Jobe actually looked good, so that was frustrating there. The Phillies -1 was a winner. They win 4-1 over the Cardinals. First 5 overs continue to be money in the and Baltimore games. We got that there. First 5 over 4.5, even money winner there. Somehow lost with the White Sox. First 5 plus a half was frustrating. They scored 2 in the top of the 5th, I believe it was, 2 in the top of the 5th, and then the White Sox ended up tying it in the 6th. So that was annoying there. Guardians get the job done. The -130 was a winner there. Arizona -1 push was never in doubt. They scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win. That was stunning there. Rockies' first 5 was a loser, +125 there. Split out on the Cubs there. I had first 5 team total over 5 money line. That they scored 16 runs and 2 of them couldn't be in the first 5 innings. They scored 15 of their 16 runs after the 5th inning. Thanks. I had the team total over 1.5. But I did get the money line. They win 16-0. We should look toward the Dodgers today. And then as for the NHL, was a great day as we made a decent push towards not being as bad. Split out on the Islander game. First period over was a loser. Full game over was a winner. These full game overs have been awesome with 2 teams that have nothing to play for. The first period overs have been kind of iffy. So that's something there. If only they made them all this easy. Columbus first period, Columbus full game, Columbus team total over. One of my first triple ups in a while. Bang, bang, bang. 7-0 winner. And they play the Capitals again today. And I'm still interested in back in the Blue Jackets again because the Capitals have nothing to play for. So something to keep an eye on there. The Kings -1 pushed, and then double winner on both of the later first period full game. So the overs that I bet in games that both teams had nothing to play for went a combined 5-1 because first period over, full game over, cashed in Winnipeg, Chicago, 2-0 at the end of the first, 5-4 in a shootout for the full game there. And then first period over 1.5, full game over 6.5, winner for Utah and Dallas as well. So these double ups on these over double ups with teams that have nothing to play for, I'm going to just start doing that blindly, just when it's available, especially next year. I'm going to do it earlier. 2 teams that are eliminated, I'm going to make sure to go ahead and bet those. And then split out on the last 2 games. Had the Blues losing a shootout. So the -130 was a loser there, but the Wild came back and went overtime. So considering both teams were trailing heading into the third period, I guess I'll take the split. But it is what it is. We'll head over to the chat, and then we will get into today's card. But yesterday up 6.7 units, another great day, and hoping to continue that into today. Here's the link for the baseball contest. If you guys want to join the baseball contest, please do it by clicking that link there. For chat, Sabres Bolt is likely per daily faceoff that it's Reimer and Johansson. Definitely piques my interest in the over in that game there. We have the Sabres playing for nothing, and I take a look at the standings. They might not have anything to play for. The Tampa Bay Lightning, so something to keep in on there. What's good, Nicholas Handy? Come on, click. Please. We good now? Cool. Come on. Click. Click. There we go. And Sunday, and I, like an Alzheimer's patient, will be forced to look at Minnesota Twins and be tempted by them. Fair. Yay, no more NBA. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Bet them. Yeah. White Sox money line live when they were tied up a little. Yeah. Spot on with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Recap MLB. Yes. Let me grab that real quick. Here. Let me recap that because we do have some changes in the standings for that. I have to move a couple things around because we do have more profitable people now in the contest, and in first place, me. 71, 61, and 8, up 6.32 units. Neil is still 3-0. He hasn't put in plays in a while. And we have 446 is scared in third place there. Occupancy hasn't put plays in a while. 8-7 up a unit. Craig Wood up 0.22 units. And then John Boy down 0.32 units. Lex Steele 2 and 3 down 1.2 units. And then Markel down 3. Icex down 4. Person putting in plays is 446 is down 7. Coyotes down 7.61. Tim's down 9.8. Nicholas Handy is down 9.82. Robert Carlson's down 17.38. And then Untouchable Gamer down 18.98 there. So, yeah. Nailed it. There you go. Told you, Nick and Coyote, they were baiting you to take the Twins. I don't know. They weren't, but okay. The public ate on that game, if that's what you're talking about, because more tickets, more cash was on the Tigers. So sure they baited us when they were just taking money on the Tigers, and the books lost on that game. So whatever you need to say, but yeah. What's up, Ness? Let's get it. New day, bounce back for the people that didn't have a good day yesterday. There you go. No games matter today. Stream is just the last joke of games for the season for teams. Yeah, today is a homecoming day. No, I have all my stuff. I have all my stuff on my computer where I'm gonna lag a little bit, but let me try to X out as many things as possible potentially, just to try to get it so it's just less things I have to worry about. Because let me X out of these. X out of that. I want the bullpen status. Don't need this one. Don't need this right now. Don't need this right now. Don't need that right now. That's okay. That's the standings page. All right, cool. I think that's all that I think. Yeah, you're good. Yes, I know I'm lagging. I know my connection sucks. My laptop sucks. I'm well aware of that. I just can't replace it right now. Piffed. Putting in place today. Awesome. The piff was towards me. Fair. Baited by not following the public. Never heard that one before. Exactly. Me too. Me too. The Twins are a sharp darling. They will be profitable as they get healthier throughout the season. Fair. I didn't think I was down that much. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Homecoming day for NHL. Great spots. Caps, Penguins, Devils, Senators, and Jets. What was your record yesterday? I believe 3-5. Down a little bit of juice. But let's get into today's card. We'll get it started in the MLB. We have the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Orioles minus 130 favorites with a total of 8.5. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here between Cade Povich and Jose Barrios. Line opened up at a minus 125 for Baltimore. It's now minus 128. Line opened up at an 8.5 at even money. It's now 8.5 at minus 110. So we have a move towards the over, and we have a move towards the Orioles in this game here. Taking a look at the cash flow. Let's flip over to today. Let's also do that for the matchups. Are we able to tickets to 77% cash? And then we have 52% of the tickets are on the Orioles, but 51% of the cash is on the Blue Jays. So, yeah, so it looks like a 50-50 split, slight move towards the Orioles. Yeah. And then money's coming in on the over. And the line's at least moving towards the over for those who want to bet. We have in this game Cade Povich, who is coming in off of a start where he went 6 innings against the Kansas City Royals. I believe he was okay in that game. He gave up one earned run on 12 hits, four runs. Only one of them was earned. 12 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. I think if he gives up 12 hits to this Orioles team, to this Blue Jays team, they're going to make him pay more. Similar to what the Red Sox did: 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 4 1/3. On the flip side, we have Jose Barrios, who it feels very hit or miss. He was awesome in his last game against the Boston Red Sox. He went 7 innings of 1-run baseball. He's made 3 appearances. He's had 2 good starts, 1 bad start. The 1 earned run was 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks against the Red Sox. Previous to that was 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 against the Nationals. He did have a very poor start on, I believe, opening day. That was the 12-2 win for the Baltimore Orioles. 6 earned runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. So the Orioles were able to get to Barrios in that first game, and now I think that was I think that's the only game that for the Orioles this year that Effin didn't start that I didn't bet a first 5 over. And I'm going to go back to another first 5 over here. I know that's super shocking, but when they've been doing this well for me as of late, why am I not back on a first 5 over in this game? And the first 5 over is minus 115 over on Bet365. Let me go ahead and lock that in real quick. And then we'll head over there, get that put in. So, yes, I'm going to get my day started here with the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. First 5 over. I do kind of lean towards the O's in this game if I had to take a side. I think Barrios is the more vulnerable pitcher in this game. Povich, I'm not going to say he's going to pitch well because obviously I think the first 5 overs the look. So I think he gets hit a little bit. But for me, I am going to get my day started here with the Orioles with the Orioles and Blue Jays first 5 over 4.5 at minus 115 over on Bet365. So let me go ahead and put this over 4.5 in, minus 115. And there we go. All right. We will head back to the chat and we'll continue on. Let's see. I was up yesterday. Damn it. Let me look. Let me look. Because I thought that may have been 2 days ago you were down. That might have been 2 days ago you were down. I think you were up yesterday. Because I did both yesterday and today. Yesterday and 2 days ago. For what do you call it? For grading, because I didn't have the standings ready for last show. You were 5-7 yesterday, down 1.43 units. You lost with the Twins. You lost with the money line and the team total over. You won with the Yankees. You lost with the O's first 5 over 4.5. You won with the Marlins first 5 3-way, but lost with the first 5 under. You lost with the White Sox first 5 3-way. You won with the Guardians. You lost with Tim Anderson. You lost with the under in the Brewers game. You lost with the Diamondbacks. You won with the Cubs. You went 5-7, unless I counted wrong. Yankees, Orioles, Marlins, Indians, Cubs. Yeah, the Orioles first 5 game over. Yes. Yeah. Kind of disagree. Kate Povich is not the father of the Blue Jays. Okay. I never said he was. I took the first 5 over. I didn't take anything backing him. Playoff teams don't care about losing at home, though. Yeah, I agree with that. It's not the last home game for some of these teams this year because they have playoffs coming up. Agreed. Shout out to Murray Povich. All right. Went 6-6 and had the Cubs first 5. You went 5-7. You went 5-7. The Twins are straight up trash this year, and while the Tigers have improved from last year. Cool. I mean, the Twins are a tricky team. They're one of those teams that they're supposed to be way better than they actually. They're supposed to be way better than they actually are. Jays, O's in the over. First 5 3-way for the O's, and the first 5 3-way over 4.5. Yeah. Which the 3-way over 4.5 is just first 5. Is first 5 hit? The first 5 for the O's? Yeah, the first 5 over 4.5 hit for the O's. O's 4.5 first 5 hit, and that's 5. That's what you got wrong. No, I counted that one. I mentioned that one. You won with the Yankees, the Orioles over, the Orioles first 5 over, the Marlins first 5 3-way, the Guardians money line, and the Cubs. You lost with the Twins team total money line, team total, the Marlins first 5 under, the White Sox first 5 3-way, Tim Anderson to record a run, the Brewers under, and the Diamondbacks first 5 -0.5. You went 5-7. Do I need to show you? You went 5-7. Skinner's back. Okay, Skinner. Don't bet bad teams now in the MLB. I think now's the best time to bet bad teams. Yeah, which is 6-6. No, it's 5-7. You went 5-7 yesterday. Yeah. Cubs, Guardians, Marlins first 5, Orioles first 5 over, Yankees -1, 5. Twins money line, Twins team total over, Marlins first 5 under, White Sox first 5, Tim Anderson to record a run, Brewers under 8.5, which was 5-4 Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks first 5 -0.5. Losers 7, 5-7. New York Yankees and San Francisco Giants. The Yankees minus 120 favorites with a total of 7.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this game here, where we have Carlos Rodon and Logan Webb. Fun matchup here on this one. Line opened up 125. It's now 118. And then we have this total opening up 8. Nope. Yeah, 8 at even money. And then it's gone down to a 7.5. So we do have a move towards the under in this game. It is juiced towards the over, though. So for that 7.5. So maybe it's just a moving of the juice is really the way to view that with this spot. So kind of interesting there. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, we have 58% of tickets and 54% of cash on the Yankees. Has the line moved towards the Yankees, right? If I remember right. No, it's moved towards the Giants. Interesting. And then we have 95% of tickets, 94% of cash is on the over here as well. Taking a look at the line history, or not line history in this one here, but the pitching matchup. Rodon was someone I thought maybe you can trust. I was iffy on him. With the Yankees, their starting rotation's a mess now. Stroman's now on the IL. Which I don't think helps them because Ryan Yarbrough is going to be your 5 now. Rodon has given up 4 runs or more in back-to-back starts. He gave up 5 earned runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Tigers, 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 6 innings against the Diamondbacks. He had a good start in the first game, though, against the Brew Crew. Then on the flip side, we have the San Francisco Giants with Logan Webb. Logan Webb off a gem in his last start, which unfortunately he got the no decision for, even though he went 7 innings of shutout baseball, no earned runs on 4 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched against the Cincinnati Reds. Previous to that, 1 earned run on 5 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. So he's pitched in his last 2 starts 14 innings and given up 1 earned run. In his first start against the Reds in Great American Small Park, 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. So the only time he's really gotten hit this year was in a very pitchers-friendly ballpark there in Cincinnati, which can we see something very similar to that here? We have wind blowing out around 11 miles an hour towards the short porch. It's going to first pitch around 52 degrees. It's going to be up to 56 degrees towards the end of the game here. Maybe this is a spot for an over in this one here. Maybe Logan Webb does get hit a little bit. Actually, that would be pointing to more towards the vulnerable one being Rodon. And I can see Rodon getting hit a little bit here. Both games have gone over the total. The Yankees are both these teams have been decent over teams as well. I do lean over the total in this game. Am I going to move on it? No, but it'd be just a lean towards an over. Maybe it's a Giants team total over in this one here. Expecting Rodon to get hit a little bit. The line moving towards the Giants. Maybe the wind blows out enough for us to get some runs here in this spot. So maybe a Giants team total over, but nothing I'm going to get involved with here in this spot. Brewers on. Yep. Never mind. I'm wasting time. You're all good. Oilers -1/2 is very tempting. I'm telling you right now, I'm not interested in the Winnipeg Jets. Not interested in the Jets at all. Especially they've already clinched the division. They're on a back-to-back. I'm no interest in the Winnipeg at all. That's why I got you. Cubs first 5 +188 was dope though, and especially counts in the eye and an extra win in my eye. Yeah. Giants money line. Yankees run line. Yankees -1.5. Line too short in a Yankee stadium to be on the Yankees here. I kind of agree. Yankees been so mid. Over. Yarbrough probably better than Stroman. Hell, crazy eyes from Big Daddy would be better than Stroman at this point. Fair. Fade them early until further notice. The Yankees, I could see that. Kind of interested to see what the team total would be for the Giants here in this spot because I really don't trust Rodon too much. I'm gonna look that up real quick. I'm probably not moving on it, but I'm gonna look it up real quick just to see what it is, and then we can move on to the next game, which will be the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals. But quickly, game props, team total, San Fran, 3.5, -120 range over on DraftKings. So 3.5, -110 over on ESPN Bet. That's definitely interesting. Definitely an interesting look here in this spot, potentially getting to the team total over for the Giants, but I'm okay. I'm good. We'll move on. Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins, -140 for the Nationals with a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. We have Cal Quantrill taking on Mackenzie Gore in this matchup here, with the Nationals being around 140 favorites. The line opened up at a 130. It's now up to a 140. So we do have a move towards the Natties in this game here. Line opened up at an 8 at even money. It's still an 8 at even money. Mackenzie Gore has been phenomenal so far this year. I believe he did take small step back in his last start, but he faced the Dodgers. So not anything to be overly concerned about. No, my bad. He gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walks in 6 innings. That's a good start against the Dodgers. Gave up 3 earned runs on 9 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 innings against the Blue Jays. So that was the start he kind of struggled in. And then on the flip side for the Marlins, it is Cal Quantrill, who we thought was potentially going to pitch yesterday or 2 days ago, but didn't. He hasn't pitched since the 5th of April. He went 5 innings of shutout baseball, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks against the Atlanta Braves. He did get hit up a little bit against the Mets. That was the game the Mets broke out for that 10-4 win. 6 earned runs on 8 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitched. This is Nationals or it's no bet, I think, for me. Let's take a look at the cash flow real quick. 71% of tickets and 87% of cash on the Nationals, 91 and 91 on the over in this game here. Had this line moved towards the over? Or is it moved towards the under? The line's not moved at all. Okay. This would be Nationals or no bet for me. It would have to be Nationals -1, which you're getting at an okay line. Taking a look at the bullpens real quick. Let me hit refresh on that so we can get the updated bullpens there, which I forgot to mention for the first 2 games. We took a first 5 over, and the first one doesn't really matter. Maybe if the Yankees had used a lot of bullpen yesterday, then maybe I'm more interested in that Giants team total. So actually, I need to look at that potentially for the previous game we talked about here. And I'm kind of thinking this could be Nationals first 5, maybe, if you want specifically to back Gore against Quantrill, which I don't know if I'm going to actually lay this type of number on the Nationals. I don't want the Nationals type of probably. But if I am going to take the Nationals at that type of number, I don't want the bullpen involved at all. Fortunately, they're -150, -160 for the first 5, with the -0.5 being -105 best number over on BetMGM backing you. But I do not trust the Nationals enough in order to lay a number. I don't want to lay a number on either of these teams. Nationals had Boucher through yesterday, Rutledge through 13, Lopez and Salazar through 11. The Marlins had Tinoco, Foucher, and Henriquez throw. And so same with Venezano for them. I'm gonna take a real quick look at what the Yankee bullpen did yesterday. Maybe if they went through a couple of their big guys, and like we're gonna see like Luke Weaver not available. Luke Weaver through 32, Fernando Cruz through 27, Leader through 20, Williams through 19. I think it is a Giants team total over at 3.5. I'm gonna move on that. I'm gonna move on the Giants team total over, especially with the bullpen, how much bullpen they used. I am gonna jump on that. So. Yes, I wish I looked at the team. I wish I looked at the bullpen situation sooner. 3.5 -110 over on ESPN Bet. Sign me up for that. I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in real quick here. So yeah, Giants team total over 3.5 for me in this spot. In the previous game, nothing for Nationals and Marlins. I'm on my phone. Anyone here have an over/under record for the Marlins at Marlins Park this year? They have played 9 home games so far. Let me grab that for you real quick. Let's see. Against the Pirates, over, under. Against the Mets, over. So they started off 4-3 to the over, and then the last 2 games are over. So 6-3 to the over so far in Marlins Park. Oh, yep. There you go. Over. Genius is here. You can start now. We've already started. We don't wait for you. Stop fish fade. I told you I didn't bet the game yesterday, and I was kind of leaning Marlins, so I don't know what you're talking about. Probably be a decent bet to blindly tail Marlins home games over this year. Marlins bullpen is straight ass, and they're more offensive ballpark than advertised. Yeah, I can see that. We saw them last year have a really nice over record at their home ballpark as well. So yeah, I can definitely see that. I probably not something I would blind bet because I'm more, especially with overs. The only thing I'm really blind betting with overs right now is Orioles first fives when Eflin's not on the mound. But yeah, I got that. We'll move on. We have the Cincinnati Reds. They're minus 190 favorites. Total of only 7.5 in this game. That's really interesting to see a total this low at Great American Ballpark. Let's take a look at the matchup here. Hunter and Lodinsky. So I guess that makes sense with Hunter Green on the mound that this line is the way it is. Line opened up 176, now 189. So the line's moved towards Cincinnati. Line opened up at an 8, down to a 7.5 now. So we do have a move towards the under here as well. This probably tells me that the hitting conditions are not great yet. 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing from right field to the third base side. The first pitch is going to be around 58 degrees now, and then it's going to end around 61 degrees. So not terrible weather there in Cincinnati. Let's take a look at what the cash flow is. 83% tickets, 93% cash on the Reds. The line is moving towards them. If this was an 8.5, this would be a cash cow play for the Reds. And then 79% of tickets and 74% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. It would be Reds or no bet for me in this game. I like Hunter Green, and I think that potentially this could be a little bit of an under game. I think this line being as low as it is telling you there's not going to be much run scored in this game. And I kind of agree with that. Hunter Green has been really strong this year. He's coming in off of 8 2/3 of shutout baseball against the Giants on his last start. And he's not given up more than 2 earned runs in any game so far this year. He went 5 against the Giants, giving up 2 earned runs, 7 against the Rangers, giving him up 1 earned run, and 8 2/3 against the Giants, giving up no earned runs as well. So very interesting to see. He's pitched so well this year, and this is my Cy Young pick. So yeah, this is Reds or no bet. The question is, do we want to trust the Reds bullpen? The problem is in order to back the Reds, you have to lay some type of number here. And I think this line's telling us there's going to be low volatility. Also, their bullpen, Emilio Pagan's thrown back-to-back days. Scott Barlow threw 20 yesterday. Ian Gabout threw 17. Tony Santillan through 11. So maybe Taylor Rogers will be available. Maybe Graham Ashcraft. That bullpen's a huge question mark. Which tells me probably you can look towards Hunter Green over his outs because I think he'll go 7+ innings in this game. And then on the flip side here for the Pirates, they have a pretty fresh and ready to go bullpen. Tim Aiza threw 23 yesterday. Kyle Nicholas threw 15. Everybody else has had 3 days off. Borecki, Santana, Ferguson, Lawrence should all be available, ready to go. Joey Wentz threw 20 on Friday, yesterday off. They should be ready to go. If you're going to back this game, if you're going to back the Reds, it's a first 5 run line or nothing in this game. But I think with how low the volatility is in this spot, I don't want to lay runs because it wouldn't surprise me to see the first 5 be tied, with this being primarily 4s and 3.5s for team totals, or for our first 5 totals. And the 7.5 full game tells me that runs are going to be very hard to come by in this game. Which leads me towards a first 5 under. It leads me towards an under in general. It would probably be more towards the first 5. Probably more first 5 under because I want Hunter Green and only Hunter Green for this situation for the Reds. So it's a first 5 under lean or no bet. It's Thor's at -130. I'm just gonna leave it as a lean and not gonna do anything after that. Breaking news: Fish, Famai-ish aren't that bad. Nick said their offense would be the worst in history. I said it'd be one of the worst, and we're still. Go ahead, take your victory lap. 14 games in. Reds favored of -190. No thanks. You can bet. Can you bet on a negative total here? Yeah, probably. My fish. Okay. Morning. 72% tickets, 92% cash on the Cincy under per odds logic. I have on Action Network 79% tickets, 74% cash on the over. So my Snakes team total over 4.5, never in doubt last night. I was on the Diamondbacks -1. It pushed, and I was very happy to push that one there. Yo Markel, Reds -1. What are the odds on that? With it being that low of a number, what are the odds on that? That's actually a genuine question. It's not me criticizing or anything like that. What are the odds on Reds -1? Because that seems kind of juicy. -192 and +105 as my best available lines there. -142. I would have to lay the run line, but I'm not with that low there. Reds all the way to the bank. I'm on Padres -2.5, 3.5. I don't care. Interesting. Heads up, Tampa Bay Rays already changed their starting pitcher to Joe Boyle. Yes, I saw that because it's Shane Baz now. It's Shane Baz as far as I'm reading. What's good? Stop Geo. What's good? -145. At that point, I lay run lines instead of laying more than a minus. When I'm laying a -1, the most I really want to lay is 135 on a -1 line. Just me personally. We'll move on. We cashed with the Guardians yesterday. We'll see if that's an opportunity for us to do today. They're -1, or the Royals -125 road favorites, total 7.5 in this game, which obviously means it's Cole Reagans on the mound for the Royals. Lines open up 125. It's now 132. And on the other side, it's Ben Lively. Line open up 7.5 at +105, still 7.5 at +105. Heavily juiced towards the under here in this game for that 7.5. Taking a look at the cash flow with 75% of tickets and 77% of cash on the over. 53% of tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Guardians in this one here. So we do have more bets coming on the Guardians. If this line's moving towards the Royals, which is interesting here. Cole Reagans versus Ben Lively. Cole Reagans is what he is. He is a really strong starting pitcher. And somebody who I think is more bet on than bet against. He was really strong against the Twins in this last start. 1 run on 4 hits, 11 strikeouts and 6 innings pitched. He's had double-digit strikeouts in back-to-back games as he struck out 10 Brewers in 5 innings and 1 run in that previous start. He did face this Cleveland Guardians team already. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts in 5 innings. It was his worst start of the year. The last time he faced this Guardians team. Ben Lively on the other side. He's an outsider. He's not going to put up sexy numbers, anything along those lines, but he's going to keep you in games. His start against the White Sox went 5 innings of no earned run baseball, 2 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Against the Padres, 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 4 1/3. And against this Royals team, I wasn't the opposite of Cole Reagans. 3 runs on 4 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 5 innings. He was actually, that was the opening day start. It was a 7-4 win for the Guardians in that one there. At this number, I like the Guardians, but it's not anything I'm going to bet. And this 7.5 being as low as it is, this feels like under or no bet. If you're looking at it here, let's take a look what the bullpens look like here. I don't mind Ben Lively. And for the looking at the Royals bullpen, 32 pitches for Sam Long yesterday. Steven Cruz has thrown back-to-back games. Angel Zerpa through 14, but Shriver is available, Lynch is available, Ursig is available, Estevez is available. They've got basically their full echelon of relievers. Kate Smith is throwing back-to-back days. Tim Herron's throwing back-to-back days. but Jacob Junis would be available. Paul Sewald only threw 14 yesterday. He could probably throw again. Gladys didn't throw yesterday. Clase threw 24 yesterday, so maybe I'm a little bit concerned about that. Joey Cantillo could be available out of the bullpen today if need be. I do think this is a good enough bullpen to keep this game low scoring, and I'm looking towards an under in this game here with KC and Cleveland. As I've not bet an under yet today. Looks like we're getting a 7.5 here, -120 over on Bet365. Let me go ahead and make sure that's correct, and I'm going to lock that in because I like this. At 7.5, I like this number, especially when we're starting to see sevens out there as well. So let me go ahead and make sure that's correct. 7.5 -120. Let me lock that in. Cool. Yes, for me, under 7.5 with the Guardians and the Royals. I'll get my first under on the board here in this one, under 7.5. Let's see. Under, yeah. Shane Baz was the original. Boyle's the new pitcher. Huh. I thought I saw the opposite, but we will definitely talk about that when we talk that game. Don't forget, people, it's Sunday where the unthinkable happens. People get murdered on this day. Yeah. Yep. Which probably tells me the Guardians win this game. Over. I'm on the opposite side. I like this under. I missed the update. How much did he – I missed Nick's update. How much did he lose? I was up 6.7 units yesterday, asshole. It was a really strong day. Really strong day. Yeah. 88% of tickets, 92% of the cash in Cleveland. Under. Crazy that Action Network's numbers differ so much. Yeah. What is Odds Logic? Is that a paid site or is that like free? Is that paid or free? I'm curious. Not criticizing. I'm just curious. There. KC first 5. Reagan's has been dealing. Fair. I could see him deal here in this game. Wow, 15 units in the last 2 days. It's been strong the last couple of days. Yeah, it's been nice. Hockey's been really strong the last couple of days, but we'll move on. The Atlanta Braves and the Kansas City Royals. This is the game that we are hearing multiple reports on different pitchers and things along those lines. My odds website says Boz versus Sale. This line is definitely moved. So let me go ahead and take a look what the sports books are saying here in this one. And also let's take a look what Covers is saying too, because my live odds page says Shane Baz, and it's red, which indicates a pitching change. Covers is showing me Boyle, and okay, so is my sportsbook is saying Boyle. So we're going with Boyle. I appreciate that. Which this line reopened up because it went from a 122 to a 140. So, yeah, there's the opening line there, 155. It's now up to a 163 for Atlanta. Atlanta finally getting their first road win of the year yesterday. Line opened up. Let me get the updated odds here. It was around 908. Line opened up in an 8, -107. It's now 8 at -116. So we'll move towards the over here in this one here, too. Taking a look at the cash flow in this one. Where is this one here? Which we have to take this one with a grain of salt because a lot of this came after the pitching change. But we have 47% of tickets and 56% of the cash on the Braves, which suggests value on the Braves here in this game. And Chris Sale, 83% of tickets and 73% of the cash is on the over here as well, with the line moving slightly towards the over. Chris Sale has not been particularly good, though, this year. Is one thing to point out. After his Cy Young season, he has given up at least 3 earned runs in all 3 of his starts. Granted, he's faced the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Phillies. Gave up 5 earned runs on 9 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and 4 2/3 against the Phillies. Gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 innings against the Dodgers. He gave up 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 5 innings against the Padres. So he's definitely faced much tougher lineups than what he's going to get here with the Tampa Bay Rays. On the flip side, Joe Boyle, I believe, making his he's going to be making his Tampa Bay Rays debut. Last year, he pitched for Oakland. He appeared in 13 games, started 10 of them to a 3-6 record, 6.42 ERA. Wasn't particularly great, but when a pitcher gets traded to the Rays, it definitely piques my interest that maybe the Rays have spotted something in Boyle. And the main concern with Joe Boyle over the offseason was his control going to get any better? And I don't know is the answer for me here in this one. I don't know how to approach this game. I want to see what Boyle looks like now under the Rays pitching lab. For the Braves, they used Montero for 31, Hernandez for 29, Iglesias for 9. He's pitched in 4 of the last 5 days. That's nuts that they throw Iglesias as much as they have. Dylan Lee, 25 pitches yesterday. Everybody else had off. Jose Suarez, Aaron Bummer, Zach Thompson, Pierce Johnson, and Enyel de Los Santos all had yesterday off. So not the freshest of bullpens there for the Braves, but Hunter Biggie threw 24 yesterday. He's thrown 2 of the last 3 games. Manuel Rodriguez threw 21. Garrett Clevenger's thrown through 10, but he's thrown 2 of the last 3 days. Edwin Uceta thrown back-to-back days. This is ultimately a stay-off spot for me. I think the Braves probably get the win in this spot, but I think they're a little too expensive here on the road. Not a fan of laying that type of number with them. So this will be a stay-off spot for me. It's a simple pass. Let's see. $99 a month. Wow. Okay. I got Braves minus 1.5 when it was Boz in that lay. Okay. I'm certain he hates the Rays like I do. Fair. Safe to say, Chris sold. Yeah. A little story to tell. I saw Nick says Kings was a lock as they scored the first goal. Nick said Colorado didn't need the game, so still laid minus 410 up 1-0. Jesus. Okay. JK wouldn't know. Fair. I know you like being funny. Braves run line. Oh yeah. Didn't Nick say Braves would lose every game? No. I never did. I said I enjoy them losing every game. Every game they lose, I enjoy it. But yeah. Actions 99 per year, I believe. Yeah, it's not as much. Okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. That's good to know. Good to know. But we'll move on. Chicago White Sox, Boston Red Sox, minus 230 for the Red Sox, total of 7 in this game. Garrett Crochet versus Shane Smith. Line opened up at a 230. It's now 232 for the Red Sox, so a slight move towards them. Line opened up 7.5 at plus 105. It's now down to a 7, and it's juiced towards the under. So move towards the under there as well. Cash flow here in this spot, where we have 86% tickets, 77% of cash on the over. The line's dropping, which is interesting. It leads me to want an under in this game. And then 82% tickets, 81% of cash on the Red Sox. Line's moving slightly towards it. White Sox bullpen, I don't trust regardless of who's ready to go and who's not. I don't trust them full games when it comes to backing them. Garrett Crochet has been awesome. And it's nice to see the 2 pitchers that I've picked to win the Cy Young Award off to strong starts. Garrett Crochet has given up 3 earned runs so far this year in his 3 starts, and he has gone 18 innings in those starts. His last start was a little bit of a struggle. 1 earned run, though. If you give up 4 runs, 1 of them was earned, though. 5 hits, 4 walks, and 5 innings against the Blue Jays. Previous to that, no earned runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts against the Orioles, and then 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 5 innings against the Rangers. I trust Crochet. On the flip side, Shane Smith is somebody that I've been following him for a little bit here. And he's somebody that I kind of like. 2 starts. He went 5 2/3 against the Twins, gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, got the no decision, that 8-3 loss. And then he went out there and shoved against the Guardians. No earned runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched against the Guardians. And I think he can pitch well here against the Red Sox in this game. I want to take a look real quick at the weather because I'm assuming this is nice pitcher-friendly weather in this spot here. Potentially here in this one at Rate Field and the south side, where we're seeing line open. Our first pitch will be around 59 degrees, gets up to 62, and we have 18-mile-an-hour winds, gets up to 19.5 going from right field towards the third base side. So nice pitcher-friendly weather there. So I'm actually interested in this first 5 under in this game. If I'm looking at the spot here, which let me take a look at what this available number is, because it's a low total. It's 7s, and we're starting to see some 6.5. So yeah, 3.5 was obviously going to be the first 5 here. -105 over on Bovada. Sign me up. I'm going to take the first 5 under here in this game with this one here. I expect Crochet to shove against his former team. And then on the flip side, I like Shane Smith to pitch well enough to get me this first 5 under. We get good pitcher-friendly weather. I think everything correlates here for me to take a shot at the under. So, yeah, first 5 under here for me. Do not trust the bullpen for the White Sox with this total this low for the full game. So, just first 5 here for me for this under at 3.5 and -105. So far, a bunch of MLB pass games. Fair. You're not funny. You're not funny. White Sox avoid the sweep. Weird to say that. Yeah, no, I do think the Red Sox win this game. I do think the Red Sox win this game. All I heard from the Earle dude was how good this B Sox team would be 7-9, 8 cutting it. I mean, if you want to grade from the first 16 games of the year, come back and talk to me when we're heading into October. The Red Sox won the division. So, but it's still very, very, very early. 94% of tickets and 90% of cash on the under in this game. Damn. So on Odds Logic, is every under getting bet? Every single under is getting bet? Just curious. I want to see how the Red Sox fare against the Rays tomorrow. Fair. We'll move on, though. Houston Astros, -155 favorites with a total of 8.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have Hayden Wesniewski taking on Kyle Hendricks, the professor. Line open up 150. It's down to a 154. Or it's up to a 154. So we even moved towards the Astros in this game. Line open up in a 9. It was juiced towards the under, and now it's an 8.5, slightly juiced towards the over. So a little bit, maybe a little bit of adjustment on the juice there in that spot. 90% tickets, 88% cash on the over. Interesting there. And then 59% of tickets are on the Astros, but 51% of cash on the Angels. The line's moving towards the Astros in this game. Kyle Hendricks has been kind of impressive this year. And this is his 3rd road start. And he's given up a combined 2 earned runs and 11 innings pitched. He went 5 innings in his last start against the Rays, giving up no earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And then against the Cardinals previously, 2 earned runs on 7 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. So Kyle Hendricks, I thought was going to be an absolute dumpster fire in LA. He's found something with the Angels, which is nice to see. Hayden Wesniewski, he's been okay. 2 earned runs on 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched. And then against the Mariners, and then 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 innings against the Giants. He was part of the Kyle Tucker trade. So they were expecting a little bit from him there, which are not my bad. He was just a throwing guy. They weren't really expecting much from him. They got Cam Smith and Isaac Paredes in that trade. I lean Astros in this game on the -1 line in this spot for them to, I believe, take the series against the Angels. I believe the first 2 have been split. It's just a small lean, though. It's nothing I'm probably going to get involved with. It'd just be a small lean towards the Astros on the -1 line in this one. It appears that way. Action has every over being bet. Yeah. It's just what do you trust? And for me, if the line drops, I'll trust unders. That's just the way I look at it, though. Astros bats are in between Cards/Rays. Lean fights the Angels here. That's fair. At this number, I won't talk you off the Angels. I'm not betting the Astros. It was just a lean towards them. We'll move on. The Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. -115 for the Twins, total of 8.5. Taking a look at the line history in this game here. Casey Mize and Simeon Woods Richardson, your pitching matchup here. Where it opened up at 115 for the Twins. It's now -118. So we have a slight move towards the Twins in this one here. The line opened up 8.5 -115, still an 8.5 at -115. So we do have no line movement on the side. and it looks like a slight movement on the total. Or my bad, a slight move on the total on the side and no movement on the total. 69% of tickets, 67% of cash on the over in this game. So under getting bet a little bit in this one. 78% of tickets, 87% of cash on the Tigers if this line's moving towards the Twins. Simeon Woods Richardson is tricky. He has a 6 ERA to start the year. But, I mean, it's only 2 starts, and that's because he gave up 4 runs on 8 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts against the Royals in his last start. And then he gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 innings, 5 strikeouts against the White Sox. So he's had a bad start on the road and a mess start on the road. He only went 4 innings in his first start here, and now he's finally at home, which I think plays positively. And we've seen this with a few pitchers. You have a couple bad road starts to start the year. You pitch at home, you pitch well. And on the flip side, Casey Mize, he has pitched well so far this year. He pitched in Seattle and then and then at home against the Yankees. So he's had 2 very favorable matchups. No one runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts and 5 2/3 against the Mariners. And then 6 innings against the Yankees. He gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. So he's pitched good this year. He's pitched in very pitcher-friendly conditions, though, which that's no slight on him. But it suggests to me that there could be a little bit of regression here. And looking at the bullpen situation here, Funderburk threw 43 yesterday. Alcaro's thrown back-to-back days. He probably won't be available. Yohan Duran came in and threw 12 yesterday. But other than that, that's really it. Cole Sands should be available. Louis Varland should be available. Danny Colemine should be available. Griffin Jack should be available. Probably Duran's available as well. He only threw 12 yesterday, so that's not anything where I'm like, yeah, he's definitely not pitching just because he threw 12 pitches yesterday. And on the flip side, the Tigers, what are you on? Because I feel like Jackson Jobe did pretty well. And then Brandon Hannafy threw 13, Brbria threw 21, Holton threw 18. Hannafy's thrown back-to-back days, so he won't be available. But other than that, looks like a pretty fresh, ready-to-go bullpen. And I think this is a good spot for Simeon Woods Richardson. I think this is a good buy low spot on Simeon Woods Richardson in this game. And we take a shot with the Minnesota Twins, I believe, to salvage out the series and avoid the sweep in this one here. I'm interested in the Twins. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the Twins here in this one. I'm going to shop around, try to find the best available number. I think the Twins are the side in this game, and I'm going to move on them here in this game. Let's take a look at the best available number. Minus 115 over on ESPN Bet. I'm gonna take some Twins action here in this one. We'll continue on back to the chat. Let's see. Cleveland under 7.5 and Oakland money line. Okay. Can't bet Simeon Woods Richardson. Too many walks to start the year. I think the Tigers make him pay for it. Fair. Tigers. 60% of the tickets, 43% of cash on Detroit. So the public is on Detroit. So that does make me feel good about it. About that both are things that there. See Tigers money line. I would bet the Tigers, but it's Sunday road team sweep. Give me the Twins. Twins should not be a fave. Line tells me everything, to quote Earle. Give me the Twins. See, he copied me. No, I bet it like 3 minutes ago, and you just put that in like 30 seconds ago. So, no, I didn't. I don't trust me. When I'm capping a game. The thing I don't look at is the comment section. I promise you that. And I don't care what you bet 446 is. You don't put it in the contest anyway. So obviously your picks are not good enough to put in a free contest. So why would I go out of my way to copy you? So. But we had the Philadelphia Phillies minus 180 road favorites against the St. Louis Cardinals. Did cash with these fighting Phillies yesterday. Zach Wheeler taking on Matthew Liberatore. We did back Liberatore in his last game over his outs because that was after the doubleheader game. Line opened up 180. It's still a 180. Did get up to a 183 and down to a 175. Line opened up at a 7.5. It's up to an 8. So we do move towards the over here in this game as well. 93% tickets, 94% cash is on the over. The line's moving towards the over for those who like it. 87% of tickets and 92% of cash is on the Phillies as well with this line not moving. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Zach Wheeler, who has looked pretty good this year. And I feel like in his last start, he was kind of gypped a little bit because there was a play that like the outfielders let bounce in front of them, and that was called a hit and then earned runs. 5 earned runs on 8 hits, 3 walks, 5 in a third inning, 7 strikeouts against the Braves in his last start. But previous to that, he'd been dominant. Granted, it was against the Rockies and the Nationals, but he was dominant. 1 earned run in each of those games. He went 7 against the Rockies. He went 6 against the Nationals. On the flip side, we have Matthew Liberatore, which was somebody I said we have to back his over outs in that game because the Cardinals were coming in off of a doubleheader in that game, which we have no doubleheaders in a while to be able to back that angle that I look forward to doing. And here's the thing. He gave up 5 earned runs on 8 hits in his last start, but still went 6 in the third innings pitched, which was way more than the, I think, 15.5 I needed him to do. He's gone 6 innings in both of his starts, even though he gave up 5 earned runs and 3 earned runs. He is somebody I think that's going to give you lanes if you're looking for that. So maybe maybe his outs total is worth a look in this game. But is this a game that I'm going to get involved with? Not particularly. It would be just a small lean towards I guess the Cardinals at this number at home. I think there's a little bit of value in them. And I would lean towards an over in this game as well. So maybe a Cardinals team total over in this spot, but I mean that's asking them to hit Zach Wheeler after getting hit in his last yesterday. So basically everybody will be available for the Cardinals. And then for the Phillies, who did they throw yesterday? They threw Romano for 5 pitches, Alvarado for 11, O'Kirkland for 8. So pretty fresh, ready to go bullpen here for the Phillies as well. Kind of leaning towards a Cardinals money line or a Cardinals first 5 on this game. Kind of definitely interested at this number, but not one I'm going to get involved with. You should watch the comment section and bet was I say you would be up in NBA, MLB, and hockey. No, I'd be down. And I'd be down, I think, if I followed you. But, I mean, we'll never know because you never put plays in there as well. I'm confused. So CBJ cannot catch up to the Canadians. All Habs have to do is win one of these games in regulation. Yeah. The Canadians need, I think, a singular point. And the Columbus Blue Jackets are the only one that could catch them. But let's see, because I need to take a look. Did they win last night? Yeah, the Maple Leafs did win last night, and it was in regulation. No, they won in overtime. Okay, so the Canadians did get a point yesterday. They have 88. They are 5 points up on the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets do have a game in hand. The Blue Jackets need to win out because if the Blue Jackets win out, they would be up to 89 points, and the Canadians cannot get another point. So, yes, basically it needs to be basically the Blue Jackets need to win out and the Canadians need to lose out, which the Canadians, I don't believe, play today, if I remember right. Montreal does not play today. Columbus, with something to play for, has my interest. And I know usually we're like, oh, they just won 7-0. I don't care. Even though the Canadians should absolutely win tomorrow against the Chicago Blackhawks, that should not be a game where they're sweating it out. And here's the thing, if the Blue Jackets were to lose to the Capitals tonight, it's simple. We turn around, we bet the first period over, full game over for the Columbus Blue, or for that Chicago Montreal game tomorrow, because nothing will matter then for them. 85% of tickets, 90% of cash on the under in this one here per odds logic is worrisome. Fair. See. Mathematically impossible unless the Habs lose the next 2 games. Correct. The Canadians would need to lose versus the Blackhawks and then they would need to lose versus the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes is more feasible. The Blackhawks is the one we have to worry about if you want the Blue Jackets in the playoffs. I need the Cards to win the series, so I'm stuck with Libra C. All right. Habs have to grab a point, then that's it. Habs have the tiebreaker. Yep. So if the Blue Jackets lose in any way, shape, or form, or the Canadians get a point in any way, shape, or form, that is the way to go there. Would be the Canadians in the playoffs. Blackhawks and Canes both at home, and both those teams are playing for nothing. Exactly. Correct or wrong? Correct. I like the Caps, but people are saying CBJ to win again after a 7-0 loss, and it's the Caps' last regular season home game. I don't think they care. I don't think they care about it being their last home game, the Capitals. And I could easily be wrong. But they have playoff games coming up. And who knows? Maybe it could be against Columbus. Who do you like? Isaacs? Yeah. 446 can say that. Imagine following him at the roulette table, how up you'd be, right? See, here's the thing. We will never know because 446 will never keep an actual record, and he'll say, you do it. Yeah. No, the only way I will keep a record for 446 is if it's in a contest. And I guarantee he'll want me to stop doing it within 3 months because he would be down so much money, it's embarrassing. But that's why he will never put in plays in the contest because he doesn't want people to know how bad he actually is. We'll move on, though. Caps have home ice, but that's why it doesn't matter about regular season home blah. It's a brunch, but Leafs and CBJ. Yeah. 46% of the tickets, 69% of the cash on Houston under 6.5 has me leaning that way. Fair. And I'm going to assume the rest is Coin. You're good. I'm going to assume that it's odds logic lines. Thank you, Isaacs. Yeah. Okay, cool. We don't care. Yeah, there we go. We'll move on. The New York Mets are taking on the Oakland Athletics. The Mets are minus 130 favorites, total of 9 in this game. Familiar face here for the Oakland Athletics in the camp of the New York Mets. Luis Severino taking on Kodai Senga. This line opened up at a 140 in this game, and it's down to a 137. So we have a slight move towards towards the Oakland Athletics. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 115. It's now 9 at even money. So we will move towards the under here as well. 60% of the tickets, 61% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line's moving towards the under. But this is probably the most bet under, I think, on the card today, just because 9s in Mets games are too high right now. With the way their pitching staff is pitching, the way their bullpen is, 9s are too high in Mets games. They just are. 88% of tickets, 93% of cash is on the Mets. The line's moving against them, which definitely piques my interest in Luis Severino pitching well in this game. And I think Kodai Senga pitches well in this one as well. And I think the Mets bullpen is able to shut down Oakland. Luis Severino this year has pitched 3 games. They've lost all 3 of them. He's gotten the loss back-to-back games, 5 earned runs in back-to-back games in this ballpark. His only good start of the year so far was against the Seattle Mariners. No earned runs on 3 hits, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. 5 earned runs at home against the Cubs in 6 innings pitched. 5 earned runs at home against the Padres as well. On the flip side, Kodai Senga has come back and he's looked good. My main concern with Kodai Senga is usually the first inning he gets himself into a little bit of trouble, and then after that he looks fine. Another thing I'm kind of concerned with, his 2 games he's pitched so far, he's looked good. He's faced the Marlins both times. He's only thrown 77 pitches in both games. He went 5 innings in both of them there. He gave up 2 earned runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts in the first one in Miami. Followed that up with no earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, and 5 innings, 4 strikeouts at home against the Marlins. I want to see him face a team that can actually legitimately hit, which I think that is a concern for the New York Mets in this spot. Is Oakland able to hit him, or is Kodai Senga back and look for him to pitch well? Taking a look at I want to take a look what the first 5 numbers are, and are there no first 5s available on any of my books for this one here? because the only ones I'm seeing on are books I do not have access to. That's annoying. Let me go ahead and look here on Fanatics, see if they have first 5 lines available for me. Inning props? No. Yeah, no, they don't have first 5s here on my books. That's annoying. Because I was kind of leaning Oakland in the first 5 innings in this game. Because I believe that this game, I do think this could be an under as well. And I know a lot of people love overs in this Oakland ballpark. But I think this is too high. I think Severino can pitch well, and I think Senga can as well. The wind is blowing towards first base, about 10 miles an hour, gets up to 11 miles an hour, and it's a nice 78 degrees at first pitch, gets up to 82. So very nice, warm conditions. Not the greatest home run conditions with the wind blowing in a little bit, not directly in, but towards first base. Maybe this is just under. Maybe this is just an under 9 in this game here. This is the most bet under on the card, I believe, though. The Mets, they only used Jose Butto yesterday for 29 pitches. Diaz, Garrett, Stanek, Minter, Brazoban, Young, and Kranick will all be available for this game. So they have a full echelon of bullpen going behind Kodai Senga, which will probably go 5 and dive. And the Athletics, they use Sterner for 21, Ferguson for 20, and Miller for 15. So they will have maybe Leclerc available. He threw 34 on Friday. Jason Alexander, TJ McFarland, and Noah Murdoch will be available. Maybe Mason Miller could be available on a back-to-back. He only threw 15 yesterday. Maybe this is just under. But it looks like a lot of my books do not have this game available, which is annoying. But it's 9 minus 120 over on Fanatics. I need to refresh these. Looks like, yeah. I kind of do want the under in this one here. Under 9, minus 120 over on Fanatics. I want to shop around real quick because and I think I am going to pull the trigger on the under 9 in this game. It's just BetStamp is not showing me available lines for any of my books. So kind of just got to I'm going to quickly look at ESPN Bet. And if the best available number is minus 120 over on Fanatics, I'm going to pull the trigger there. I am going to be on the under in this game. I think Senga pitches well. I think Severino can pitch well. And this game goes under the total. Let's see. 8.5 plus 105 on ESPN Bet. No. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger on the 9 at minus 120 over on Fanatics. And this one, it's also 9 minus 120 over on Bet365 as well. But, yeah, under 9 minus 120 here over on Fanatics for me. I'm going to move on that here. Mets Athletics under. See. Thank you as well, Nick. Taking I give out all my plays here and win for 10 years. LOL. Why would I stop in 3 months? Because when somebody's actually tracking you, I think you do bad. A's money line, revenge for blood. Oh, for Severino. I can see that. How much of a bust is Soto? Not regretting it one bit. We're 16 games into the season, dude. Thank you. LOL. Yeah. Let's go ahead and yes, let me grab the contest link again, so I can post that in. There we go. Senga is a walk machine candidate. That is one thing that is concerning. Never mind, I found it in the description. I threw it in the chat again as well. Okay, more criticism of the Mets. Crickwood, ew. Yeah. Cool. A's. DraftKings first 5 for the Mets. Fair. Appreciate it. Oakland first 5 money lines plus 114, but it's a Mets game through and through. Fair. What if the A's are up by like 5 or 7 by the third? How much does the bullpen play a factor? Not as much. But if the A's are up 7 in the third, then my under is dead anyway. So, if the Mets can't hit a pitcher they know well, just end the season. The Mets are literally tied in first place. I don't know what you're talking about. They're literally tied with your precious Phillies. Like, come on. I've always been curious about those comebacks. Fair. There is the link once again for that. I told you 10,000 times he needs Judge behind him. Judge made Soto that awful contract. Do you realize that the person hitting behind Soto right now is actually playing better than Judge right now? Juan Soto has a higher, or Pete Alonso has a higher OPS than Aaron Judge right now. He's hitting better than Aaron Judge right now. But we'll ignore that. We'll ignore Alonso hitting better than Judge right now. And if this is the worst of Juan Soto and he's continuing to get on base like this, then I can only imagine what the good part of Juan Soto is going to look like. Why is the MLB so tricky to bet on? I don't think it's that tricky. It's one of my better sports, but it can be tricky at times because there's a lot of factors: starting pitching, bullpen, hitting versus lefties, hitting versus righties, hitting versus bullpen, hitting versus starters, familiarity, weather, park conditions, cash flow, line movements. There's a lot that goes into baseball to cap. That's why it seems why it seems tricky is there's a lot to go over. Bullpen usage as well. But yeah, we'll move on. Arizona and Milwaukee, minus 115 for the Diamondbacks, total of 8 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one, where we have Zach Gallen, Freddie Peralta. Line opened up 115, it's now 116. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 105. It's down to an 8 at minus 116. So we move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 52% tickets, 69% of cash on the Diamondbacks. The line's moving slightly towards them. 75% of tickets, 76% of the cash is on the over in this one. The line's dropping, if I remember right. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here, Zach Gallen's kind of struggled to start the year a little bit. He is somebody that I do kind of like, though. He did get hit up in his last start, though. 5 earned runs on 7 hits, 4 walks, and 4 2/3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts against the Orioles. Before that, he dominated the New York Yankees. No earned run on 3 hits, no walks, 6 2/3, struck out 13 of them. And then previous to that, had a bad start against the Cubs. So his only good start this year has been against the New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium, which is interesting there. On the flip side, the Brewers, Freddie Peralta has actually done better than I thought he would so far this season. He is pitching to 2 ERA. He's not given up more than 2 earned runs in any given start, which was against the Yankees. On opening day, he gave up 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 8 strikeouts. He followed that up with an 8-inning performance where he gave up 1 earned run against the Royals. And he gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 innings, 6 strikeouts against the Rockies. So he's pitched pretty well as well. Taking a look at, this is a dome, so we don't really have to worry about too much of that. Let's take a look at the bullpens here. And wow, the Brewers shredded through their bullpen yesterday. McGill threw back-to-back. McGill's thrown back-to-back. Payan's threw. Hudson threw. Uribe threw. Koenig's now thrown back-to-back. Nick Mears threw yesterday. Grant Anderson was the only one that did not throw on the Brewers bullpen there yesterday. On the flip side, the Diamondbacks, only Ryan Nelson threw 36 yesterday. Mantiply threw 36 on Friday, but other than that, Thompson's going to be available. He threw 16 on Friday. He had a day off, though. And Miller, Puck, Martinez, Beeks, and Jarvis have all had 3 days off. How is this not a Diamondback spot? We have the better pitcher on the mound. We have the more rested bullpen on the mound. I think this is a spot where you back Zach Gallen in this game. The line's moving, slightly towards the Diamondbacks, but it's not. They're not public, and I think this is one of those where we see the Diamondbacks win this game, and maybe they use the momentum of the comeback yesterday as well. And I want this full game because can I see Freddie Peralta coming out here pitching awesome? Start the game? Yeah. And then the bullpen gives it up for the Brewers because the bullpen is not the bullpen edge today goes towards the Diamondbacks, and I'm getting minus 120 on them here. Sign me up. I'm taking Arizona in this game. I think that this is a good Arizona spot after Milwaukee shredded through their bullpen yesterday. I think this is a game. The Diamondbacks take care of business. Zach Gallen pitches well at home. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Diamondbacks in this game at minus 120. Minus 120 for the Diamondbacks. I didn't take your bet into consideration. My bad. LOL. It was just a baseball question for me. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. No, I got you. Here's the pretty simple. Here's the pretty simple answer. Actually, if Oakland is up 5-7 runs, then probably you'll see the Mets throw their weaker of their bullpen arms, which probably is Danny Young, and maybe you see someone like Kranick goes a couple innings, and you see them not go to Diaz. You don't see them go to Stanek. You don't see them go to their top Minter or any of their top reliever arms, and they just try to piece together the lower end of the bullpen there. So that's kind of the way that would go there. No one feel and it's Alonso, not Alonzo. You can't even spell Alonso's name right compared to Judge. They should though. I might want to go back to the first 5 under and full game. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. 72% of tickets, 87% of cash on the Arizona under. 72 and 92. All right. I'm on the Diamondbacks, so that's fine. Snakes broke out last night. Ride the wave. Snakes team total over 3.5. Double up. He copped. I don't look at the comment section until after I'm done with my breakdown. I did not, but okay. Under 8, I can see that. Live over game. Good morning, Nick. What's good, Brad? Okay. Yeah. It's pretty simple. If it's a close game, they're going to put them in their better relievers. If it's not, so if you're betting an under, you want it to obviously be a close game, because if it's a blowout, there's a good chance you're under a loss already. But you want the best relievers in there as well, especially if you're betting a full game under. If you think it's a blowout, or if you think that one team, if something like that can happen, the first 5 under probably is a better option than a full game under if you're thinking the better bullpen arms are not going to be in the game. We'll move on. San Diego Padres and Colorado Rockies. The Padres open up 230. It's now 235. Line open up 7.5 minus 115. Now down to a 7. So move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, we have 79% tickets, 81% of cash on the over, and then 94% tickets, 97% of cash is on the Padres in this game here. Taking a look at the pitching matchup here in this one. Michael King has been okay so far this year. The Padres have been phenomenal. They've won every home game so far. And he's coming in off of a good performance against the Athletics. Granted, it was, especially considering it was at Sutter Park, giving up 3 earned runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 5 2/3. You take that any day of the week. He shut down the Guardians after a poor start to start of the year against the Braves. On the flip side, we have for this one, Kyle Freeland, who is an interesting pitcher. I like Kyle Freeland a little bit here. And he's pitched. He started off the year well. He pitched really well in that first game against Tampa Bay Rays. Regressed a little bit, gave up 3 earned runs on 9 hits and 6 2/3 against the Phillies, and then really got hit in his last start. 5 earned runs on 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 6 1/3, and that 7-1 loss against the Brewers. They've lost every single game that Freeland's pitched. But I want Freeland more at home than I want him on the road, though. That's one thing that I have noticed. He's one of those weird pitchers that have better numbers at Coors Field than away from Coors Field. Should the Padres be favored? Absolutely. Should they be this big of favorites? Probably. Am I betting it? No. Especially with this low total, tells me that there's low volatility. So a run line in this game is not particularly appealing. And I think it's kind of telling that a minus 230, minus 240 favorite is plus money on a run line. It tells me that probably Colorado keeps this game close in a low-scoring game. So I'm slightly leaning towards the under in this one. Not a game I'm going to get involved with, though. Let's see. Any thoughts on the Rockets for the first half against the Denver Nuggets? I'm looking towards the Nuggets in that game. I think the Rockets have nothing to play for. The Nuggets, I believe, have something to play for today. So we'll be talking about that in a little bit. Tigers Twins under. I'm on the Twins money line, but yeah. KC moved, seeing as high as minus 145 now. Wow. How far is too far here for that one there? This is a bet. This bet is for Earle. Mets over 1.5 home runs, plus 135. Sevy's given up at home 4 home runs in the last 2 games at home. He's been dreadful at home. Yeah, fair. 79% of tickets, 94% of cash on the under. Fair. Last 2 games. Yeah. Fair. We'll move on. 2 games remaining on the card. The Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers, minus 125 for the Mariners, total of 7 in this game. The Mariners going for the sweep over the Texas Rangers. Logan Gilbert taking on Nathan Eovaldi. Line open up minus 125. It's about minus 124. So a 1 cent line movement here towards the Mariners, or towards the Rangers. Line open up 7, but juice towards the 7. Pick them on both sides. And it got down to a 6.5, back up to a 7, back down to a 6.5. So a low total here, which makes sense with these 2 pitchers on the mound. 89% tickets, 78% cash on the over. The line's moving towards the under. The under is appealing in this game a little bit. We have 52% tickets, 70% cash on the Rangers. The line's moved a penny towards them. I want to take a look at what the bullpens look like in this game, because the Rangers, they had a bulk guy go yesterday. Caleb Bushley threw 55 pitches. Sean Armstrong threw 16. So Milliner had a day off. Chris Martin, Mark Church, Jacob Webb, Luke Jackson, Robert Garcia all had the day off yesterday. And then on the flip side for the Mariners, it was Bizzardo threw yesterday, Santos threw yesterday. Everybody else had a day off yesterday. So we have 2 pretty fresh, ready to go bullpens. Line dropping towards the under. This line feels really, really low, and I think it's low for a reason. I think this is a 2-1 type of baseball game. With these 2 pitchers, I think they can go pretty far into this game and shove. The question is this first 5 under? Is this full game under? Because I think I kind of want the bullpens involved because they're fresh and ready to go. And we're getting 6.5 even money towards the under here for the full game over on Bovada. I'm kind of interested in the full game under 6.5 in this spot. In this one, and I am going to move on it. Full game under 6.5 even money over on Bovada. And I'm gonna take a shot here with this under. I know this is a very low total, but I do think that this is these are the 2 best pitchers I think on each staff. Yes, I know Jacob deGrom is on the Rangers, but with his stuff kind of regressing a little bit this year, his velo is down. It's a tough spot. DeGrom has not looked particularly good. I think Eovaldi is the best pitcher on the staff right now. So we'll go with the under 6.5 in this game and even money in this spot. He's doing good. Rangers money line. I can see Rangers money line to avoid the sweep here. Coach Jokic leading the Nuggets to the promised land. Absolute legend. Yeah, I think people are going to overblow the coach firing in that situation, and Jokic and the Nuggets are going to make a playoff run this year potentially. I still like Eovaldi from his Red Sox days. Yeah, under 6.5, 43% of tickets and 72% of the cash on Texas lean that way. Yeah, I could definitely make an argument for Texas, which probably means Seattle team total under. But we'll move on. What a shit show this game was yesterday for the Dodgers. This line opening up at 250 is down to a 245. Wow. I'm shocked this line's moved against the Dodgers. Honestly, line opened up in an 8.5. It's now minus 110. It's now 8.5 minus 125. So we have a move towards the over. We have a move towards the Dodgers. Colin Ray taking on Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow has not been particularly great this year. And he's coming in off of a start where he left early. He gave up 5 runs on 2 hits, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, only 2 innings against the Phillies. That was back on April the 6th, so he hasn't pitched in a week. And on previous to that, he shut down the Braves in 5 innings pitched, no earned runs on 2 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. So Glasnow, what Glasnow are we going to get in this game? Are we going to get the one against the Phillies that walked the world? Or are we going to get the one against the Braves who shut them down? And then on the flip side, Colin Ray making his first start for the Chicago Cubs. He has not seen any action so far. I believe he started the year on the IL. We have 76% of the tickets and 53% of cash on the Dodgers, 79 and 70 on the over. And I want to back the Dodgers in the I'm shocked the line's moved against them, but I think there's a bounce back spot for them. They're coming off of getting embarrassed 16-0 in that last game. And I think that the bats show up in this one against Colin Ray. I'm not I'm not a huge fan of Colin Ray. He was okay with the Brewers last year. Not one that strikes fear in my heart. The only problem is we're looking at a 5.5 for a team total here in this spot, and it is plus money. And the run line here is minus 130, minus 125 on the ESPN bet. How the hell do we back this Dodgers team? I don't know if we can, because the first 5 you're having to lay -1. I would like to back the Dodgers in this game. I think you're just priced out of it. I think you're priced out of any type of Dodgers play unless you want to take a 5.5 plus 112 over on FanDuel. It's just tricky. I just don't know if I want to lay this type of number with the Dodgers. I do think they show up. And maybe this is one where I wait and see. Maybe this is one of those games where I sit back, see how the beginning of the card goes, and maybe I add the Dodger team total over. I'm more interested in the team total over than the minus 250. I will say that. So ultimately, it's a pass for me at the right now. Maybe it's a Dodgers double result first 5 full game. But is this one I'm forcing action on? No, it's not. So looks like that'll wrap up my card in the MLB. We still have plenty of NBA. We have the full NBA card and the NHL still to go, but I might add the Dodgers here. I might add the Dodgers in some way, shape, or form. But right now, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays for me in the MLB today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not track one of them. 7 plays in the MLB for me. 8. Which ones did I not track? I'm just making sure all my stuff is tracked real quick. First 5 over in the Baltimore game. San Fran team total under. Or team total over. First 5 under in the White Sox. Or I'd never tracked the under in the Guardians game. And I never tracked the Twins. All right, cool. I just need to figure out what I need to put up on BetStamp there. And it's leaning towards the Dodgers team total over. That would be the only way I would look in this game. Do I pull the trigger on it? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Let's see. I'm going for the Texas Rangers. Okay. Yo. Okay. LMAO, poor Dodgers, right? Yeah. Viento's first home run plus 450. Beatty plus 650. Winker 7-1. Okay. Dodgers pitching seems very sketchy recently. I think they turn it around, but absolutely cannot bet the Dodgers at these prices until they figured it out. Yes, I do think the Dodgers are an overpriced team. Does not mean that I think they're a bad team. I think they are an overpriced team. So I can definitely agree with you there for that one there. And I want to take a look here. If Nick was wrong about Sasaki, the 8th wonder of the world was Dynamite. If Dynamite's 5 innings, 1 run, yeah, he was okay. 5 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. He got lucky on one play because what was it? Who was it early? I think it was Michael Busch, who actually had a dominating game. Got robbed of a hit, of a home run, of a grand slam. Busch hit one that was going out that was robbed by Pages. If it wasn't for that, the Cubs would have had 20 runs yesterday, and Sasaki's line would have been terrible. So no, I don't. I mean, yeah, his end results were good yesterday. But yeah, boy, Sasaki is really struggling. He's gone 5 innings max. We'll see. Book is still out. I still think he's a project pitcher. Dodgers are trash, plus logged in. Yeah. That performance was incredibly embarrassing. No, actually, it was a fantastic performance. And after that, I think the Dodgers whoop ass in this game. It's just you're having to lay a stupid run line. If this line had moved towards the Dodgers, I would have been on the Dodgers, though. Because that was cash cow material, potentially, with the total being the way it is, but the line's not moved towards them. But we'll move on. Let's get into the NBA. The breakdowns are not going to be super long for the NBA, but there are spots that are attackable in the NBA. And I want to see how many spots are actually locked in and who has something to play for and who doesn't. Because that is the way we're betting today, is motivation for these games. We'll start it off with the Washington Wizards and the Miami Heat, -8 for the Heat, total of 215 in this one here. Taking a look, I'm waiting for the line history to load up. We'll grab the cash flow here in this spot. There we go. Cool. And I noticed my computer, the time it lags and stuff like that is when I'm switching over pages, the worst. Let's take a look here. A lot of these games start at 1 o'clock today. So a lot of this action starts within an hour. So I got to get this in. We have, looks like 86% tickets, 85% of cash on the Heat line. And I need to take a look where the line's moving. 85% tickets, 83% of cash is on the over in this one here. Indiana, I believe, has the 4 seed locked up in this one here. Yeah, they cannot pass the New York Knicks. The Knicks will play the Pistons in the first round. The Pacers will play the Bucks in the first round. We know that for sure. The Eastern Conference playoff spots are locked and loaded here. On the I'm looking at the wrong game. No, I'm looking at the right thing there. The Heat are currently a game behind the Bulls with and I don't know who has the tiebreaker. Conference record would go towards the Bulls, but what was the head-to-head for Bulls and Heat? That's the question. Do the Heat have something to play for in this game? Could they pass the Bulls? The Bulls won the last matchup. And I believe it is locked in. It's locked in. The Heat will be heading to Chicago. The Heat will be the 10 seed. They have nothing to play for, and there's no motivation there. Now, the question is, is this a spot? Maybe we look at Washington. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. Maybe this is Washington here. And Washington has nothing to play for. I'm well aware of that. They're already eliminated. But laying this number with the Heat is not appealing whatsoever. I want to see if they're resting anybody as well. That's something to keep an eye on as well. And we're 50 minutes from tip-off, so we should know who's playing and who's not playing for the most part. This game here, injuries for the Heat. It looks like Adebayo is resting. Burks is out. Wiggins is out. Harrow is out. Larson's out. Stevens is out. Loves is out. Jovic is out. Smith is out. So they have a lot of injuries they're dealing with. I think this is I'm gonna be on a lot of NBA today. That's one thing is I think there's a lot of good spots here to back teams or fade big favorites that have nothing to play for. I think that's worth a look, and backing favorites that have something to play for. So I'm going to get my day started off with the Wizards plus 8.5 -110 over on BetMGM. So yeah, Wizards will get my day started here in this one. Wizards plus 8.5 -110. Lines moving towards them with the public on the other side. I saw the catch. It wouldn't have been a homer. It would have been, but okay. Nick take Lex steal his wrench. He keeps timeouting me. No, I'm good. Went Cubs for DJ and plus money. Fair. Meaningless game. Move on. Wiz aren't playing anyone. Don't bet them. Okay, cool. I'm on the Wizards plus 8.5 at -115. We'll move on. New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks have nothing to play for. They're 6.5-point road favorites, total 214. And the total against the Nets here. Let's take a look. This line's dropped too. That's interesting, which tells me that they're not going to be playing many players. And I have a feeling we're going to see some bad teams win today. Why? Because nobody on the Knicks cares about this game. They're already locked into their playoff spot, and they're more worried about their playoff series coming up against the Detroit Pistons, where they're monster favorites. The Knicks probably win that series, but I'm looking at plus 285 or something along those lines for the Pistons to win that series, personally. Whether or not I bet it's a different story. The Brooklyn Nets, they've not been covering as of late. They're coming in. This is third game in 4 nights for them. Tricky spot for them, but they're at home. Last home game of the year for the Nets. On the flip side, the Knicks have not really cared the last 3 games. They lost the Celtics, they lost the Pistons, they lost the Cavaliers. When the Cavaliers were not trying, and neither were the Neither were the Celtics. Brunson's day-to-day, Hart is day-to-day, Anunoby's day-to-day, Towns is day-to-day. They're not playing anyone right now. And on the flip side, yes, the Nets are dealing with injuries this year as well. But I could see this as a game where maybe the starters play barely anything for the Nets, for the Knicks, the ones that do play, and it's going to be a lot of bench. I will go ahead. I'll lock in the Nets here in this spot, plus the points in this game. I think that this is a game the Knicks have nothing to play for, and these are the type of spots that I would like to back here on today's card. I'm seeing +5, -120 over on Bovada. I'm going to take a shot with the Nets here in this one, getting the points in this game. We'll move on, though. Detroit Pistons and Milwaukee Bucks. These two teams have already locked themselves into their spot. The question is, do any of them none of them have anything to play for. They're both preparing for the game here. By the way, last game, 82% tickets, 78% cash on the Knicks. The line's moving towards the Nets, but that's also more towards who is playing and who is not playing. The Pistons are now 9.5-point favorites against the Bucks here. And this game does not matter. We have the Bucks. They're coming in. They've won 7 in a row. They beat the Pistons last game to lock up the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. They have nothing to play for. The Bucks will be playing the Pacers in the first round of the playoffs, and they will be going to Indiana to start that series. Detroit will be playing the Knicks in the first round of the playoffs, and they will be heading to New York to start that series. But is this a game I'm going to get involved with? No. Both these teams have absolutely nothing to play for. This volley would be Bucks or nothing because I don't want to lay this type of number on the road. But the Pistons are one of those young teams that maybe they do play out. They play the starters the last game here. So maybe they do take care of business, but not a game I'm getting involved with here. Pass. Let's see. Knicks have cared the last 3 games. They lost, but they've lost. Knicks want the one game before the playoffs. They win easy. Knicks are horrific. Fair. Pistons smash. Knicks first half is goal. Yes, I can see Knicks first half, but then the Nets cover the full game. There. Move on. We're going to keep trying to move as quickly as we can through these games because we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. We still got a lot to go. Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Pacers 6-point road favorites, total of 226. Both these teams have nothing to play for. The Pacers will be playing in the 4-5 matchup. They will be hosting the Bucks to start the playoffs. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are the number 1 seed. They'll be playing the 8 seed of whoever gets out of the play-ins. Taking a look at this line history here, where we have line open up at 6.5. It's now 7. On the spot, line open up 229. It's down to a 226.5. The Pacers, Miles Turner's day-to-day. Pascal Siakam's day-to-day. Tyrese Halliburton's day-to-day. Shepard's day-to-day. It wouldn't shock me to see all these guys sit today. And then we just see bench squads, basically. Another game I have no interest in whatsoever. Nothing to play for in this game. It's a pass for me. Bucks don't give a fuck. I can definitely see that. We'll move on. Let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Jeez, 11 more NBA games and then 9 hockey. Still got 20 games to go on this card. This is going to be a long-ass show. Let's keep it going. Bucks -9 is a total of 234.5. Taking a look at the line history in this game here. Line opened up 9.5 down to an 8.5. And this line opened up 233. It's up to a 236.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where the Bulls are getting 84% tickets and 85% of the cash. The Bulls have nothing to play for. They will be hosting the Heat in the first round of the playoff. We are in the 9-10 play-in game. They have nothing to play for. This is the 76ers' last home game of the year. And maybe we see a little bit of effort here from Philly. And I know I promised I wasn't betting Philly the rest of the year. I think this is a situation where we faded the Heat because they already know where they're playing in the play-in game. And these are two teams that will be playing on Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday is the play-in game. These two teams, my bad. These two teams will be playing on Wednesday in the 8-9 playing game. The 7-8 one's getting played first. All right, that makes sense. So you know who the okay, yeah. But yeah, these two teams will be playing, or the Bulls will be playing on Wednesday. So maybe they want to rest some players in this game here, and I think this is a spot where Philly is going to try a little bit, at the very least, with it being their last home game of the year. This game means nothing to the Bulls. I'm absolutely not laying this number on the road with the Bulls. So this is 76ers for me here, plus 8.5 at minus 110 over on Bet365. I'm going to pull the trigger on there. I'm getting 9.5. Hell yeah, on Cappertech. So yes, I'm on the Sixers here in this spot, plus the points in this one. Meaningless game, take the Sixers. Yes, Pacers smash. Bulls smash. No, next Saturday is the 19th. Okay. Hold it now. If the Bulls win, the Hawks lose, they can get the 8 play-in. Nope. It's already confirmed. The 7-8 matchup's already confirmed. It's Magic and Hawks, and the Bulls and Heat are confirmed for the 9-10. So no, they can't. That was one thing I did look up. Pre-show was what the situations were with that. The Hawks have not the 8 seed confirmed. They have nothing to play for. Bulls are clearly the better team right now. Absolutely. The Bulls do not need this game. They do not. So yeah. Move on. The Orlando Magic taking on the Atlanta Hawks. These two teams will meet in the play-ins on Tuesday. So how much do these two teams actually care? Good question. These two teams will be battling it out in the 8-9 matchup. Line opened up with the Hawks, I believe, closer towards a pick'em. The line opened up Hawks -2. It's now Magic -3, which tells me that the Hawks are sitting players in this game. Line opened up 219. It's the 217 now. Take a look here. A lot of day-to-days for the Orlando Magic and just out for the seasons for the Atlanta Hawks. So another game where these two teams have nothing to play for. And we know that these two teams will be playing in Orlando on Tuesday night. So another game I'm not getting involved with in this spot. So another simple pass for me. Okay, you're right. Yep, all good. We'll continue on. We're gonna run through these games pretty quick because there's a lot of them I don't have much interest in, and this is probably one that, I mean, maybe if you want to look towards a big dog, but I feel like the time to look. It looks like the Celtics are resting a bunch of players too. This line opened up, though, at a 16. It's all the way down to a 10.5. So, yeah, we're going to see probably no Tatum in this game. We're going to probably see no Brown. And it's going to be a lot of resting players in this game. Probably the Charlotte potentially winning spot here. Plus, we saw today is Saturday. We saw on Thursday, it was every double-digit favorite won and covered. I don't see that happening here today. Horford's out. So is Tatum. So is Holiday. So is Porzingis. So is White. So is Brown. So the Celtics are unbackable in this game. For me, it is Hornets or no bet for this spot here. The question is, do they care? They've lost 6 in a row. They've lost 9 of 10. This feels like a decent spot for the Hornets in this game. 79% tickets, 84% cash is on the Celtics. Line's dropping, but that's primarily because of who's sitting. And I'm going to take a shot here with it. Screw it. I want to fade big favorites that have nothing to play for, and the Celtics definitely fit that to a T in this one, especially after what did everybody see on Thursday? Double-digit favorites covered and won every single matchup. I think we see regression here today, and I think we see more dogs today. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Charlotte plus the points in this game at plus 10.5 minus 110. Let's see. Nick, what day is the Rockets playing for the playoffs? They play today. That's their last regular season game. It means nothing. And then, what do you call it? And then it'll be, I think, Saturday. They're after the play-ins. They don't have to worry about there. Hawks going to make it rain threes. Fair. Magic are a 5-point favorite. That's playing for that playing game. Too much. Fair. Charlotte's horrible. Nobody playing nobody either. Backups are fair. Hornets money line. Oh my God. Celtics smash. Their B team should smash. I don't lay double digits. When I do, it's against the Hornets. That's fair. I'm on the Hornets plus 10.5. This card's going to be very ugly. Another game, two teams, nothing to play for. San Antonio Spurs, 5.5-point favorites against the Toronto Raptors. A total of 229. This is a game I have no interest in whatsoever. Both these teams have nothing to play for. This line, I believe, has moved towards the Raptors. So I kind of do lean Raps, I guess, if I'm betting anything in this game. Taking a look at the cash flow in the spot where we have, where is this one? Spurs and Raptors. Where is this game? Where's the Spurs? Where the hell is this game? Towards the bottom? There it is. 72% of tickets, 63% of cash is on the Spurs. 87 to 87 on the over. That's another pass game for me. Not much interest in the spot whatsoever. We'll move on. Sacramento, nope, wrong game. Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix, or Memphis Grizzlies, -1.5 for the Mavericks, total 228 in this game. The Memphis Grizzlies are locked into a play-in spot. The question is, will they get the home court advantage versus the Minnesota Timberwolves or not? The Timberwolves are 23-point favorites, so probably the Grizzlies have nothing to play for, but they really don't know that. This line has flipped, though, from dog to favorite. Dallas, they do have something to play for. They want home, if they want home court advantage in the play-ins, they need a win and a Sacramento Kings loss, which the Sacramento Kings most likely are not losing because they play Phoenix and they're 15.5-point favorites. But the Mavericks have something to play for. On the flip side, the Grizzlies do not. The Grizzlies, I don't think, can catch the Timberwolves, especially after losing to them the other night. And I think this is Mavericks. I think this is a Mavericks play here. I want to take a look at the cash flow as this line opened and the line history here in this one, because I think this is a play on the Dallas Mavericks in this spot. This line opened up Memphis looks like -3 range, and it's now Dallas -1. So line moving towards them tells me that that one team cares and one team doesn't, because the Mavericks need this game if they want home court advantage in the first round. 81% of tickets, 59% cash on the Grizzlies. Yeah, this is Mavericks here for me in this spot, as we are into the later games now for more of the Western Conference games. Yeah, this is Mavericks here for me, -120 over on Bet365. Mavericks here, money line. Spurs smash. Raps are terrible. Mavericks money line. Yes, Mavericks money line. Mavericks want that home court advantage. Yes, they would need a win, and they would need a major upset in this next game we'll talk about, though, with the needing the Phoenix Suns to get the job done. Let's talk about it. We have the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. -15.5 are the Kings with a total of 222.5. Taking a look at the line history in this one here. We have this game opening up at a 8.5. It's all the way up to a 15.5. So we know Phoenix is starting absolutely nobody. Sacramento is playing their starters because they want home court advantage in the playing game, and if they win this game, they get the home court advantage. The question is that worth laying 16 points over or 15.5 points over? They're coming in off of a loss against the LA Clippers in their last game there. They lost to the Nuggets the game before that. The Phoenix Suns are coming in off of a win in their last home game of the year. They were 5.5-point favorites and got the job done against the Spurs. And this is a Phoenix Suns team that they probably had the worst year this year in the NBA. They were not good enough for a play-in. They were too good for a lottery pick. They were the literal worst spot you can be in the NBA. And for me in this game, yeah, it's got to be Sacramento or no bet, but when do we question how far is too far? This line tells me that the Suns are starting nobody. They do not care, and they probably blow them out. The Kings probably blow them out. And okay, there's only Kevin Durant and Richards that are listed as out for this game, but it's going to be more than that with this line being the way it is. Maybe this is just Sacramento smash and grab, and they get the win in this game, cover the number, and get the home court advantage in the playing game. The question is, do we want to lay 15.5? And I'm going to lay 15.5 in this game with Sacramento. In this game, I think this is one where they come out here, they actually try, and they beat the brakes off of the Suns. and they get the home court advantage in the playing game, and they get to hold off Dallas, because I think Dallas wins, and then that'll put a little bit of pressure on them, especially if they look up on the scoreboard and Dallas is winning that game against Memphis. So we'll see. King smash. Yeah, I think Sacramento comes in here, takes care of business. Wow. So 5 games left in the NBA. We're moving through this as quick as possible. The Denver Nuggets are -9 total, 234.5. This was a game that I had circled here in this spot that I wanted to continue back in the Denver Nuggets because they're still on that new coach's bump. This line opened up at 7, it's now an 8. And as for the total, this game opened up 232. It's now 235.5. So we do have a move towards over here as well in this game. Denver has something to play for. They want home court advantage in that first round against the LA Clippers. They can what's the Y? Clinch division. So they can the Nuggets cannot catch the Lakers. They will be either the 4 or the 5 seed. And I have a feeling if they lose, they could drop all the way down to the playing game. So they absolutely have something to play for. This might be the smash and grab spot of the day. Here is the Denver Nuggets. The line's moving towards them. The Rockets do not care. They have already locked in the 2 seed in the conference, and we saw it last game. They did not really show up. Okay, my bad. The Nuggets can't drop that far. The Clippers do play the Warriors tonight, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. Which that'll be an interesting matchup. 57% tickets, 55% cash on the Nuggets. Lines moving towards them. For me, this is smash or grab on the Denver Nuggets. I think this is first half and full game in this one, with the Nuggets still trying and needing that 4 seed for home court advantage, because I think the Nuggets could be in trouble in the playoffs if they do not have home court advantage. And I'm getting 7.5 at BetMGM for the full game. I'm getting 4.5. Well, I'm getting 4 on Bovada in this one as well. So let me go ahead and grab those real quick. First half and full game, double up on the Denver Nuggets. I do think this is a smash spot for them here, and I will continue to back the coaching bump as well. I think the Nuggets might be one of the best bets on the board today. Suns team total over. Rockets +9. Can't trust the Nuggets laying points right now. Why -9? Why not -12? Because they're on the road. The Rockets have a better record. People want to back the Rockets with a better record at home as a dog. I could see that appealing to the public. We'll move on, though. We have 4 games remaining in the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves are monster favorites here in this game. -23 with a total of 232.5. I think this might be the highest spread of the entire season. And it just tells me that, yes, it's kind of obvious that the Utah Jazz have given up. They're on the road in this game, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have something to play for. The Timberwolves, I believe, are still in the play-in spot, but with a win and a Golden State loss, are in a playoff spot. So they absolutely have something to play for here in this game. I want to take a look at what this line history has done. And I might lay the 23 with Minnesota in this game. Line opened up 20.5 up to a 21.5, 22, 23. So we do have a move towards the over, or towards the Timberwolves in this game. I might back this Timberwolves team, who absolutely has something to play for, because the question is, if they win and the Clippers win, do they pass the Clippers? Do they have the tiebreaker over the Clippers? Is one thing. They do have the conference record tiebreaker. And I need to take a look what the Timberwolves have done against the Clippers this year to see how important this is. Because if this is just a game where if they win and the Warriors win, does it keep the Warriors in, or does it keep the Clippers in the play-ins or playoffs? Is the ultimate question. Who is the tiebreaker for this one here? Because this could be a very important game for the Timberwolves. Which, wow, they haven't played the Clippers since at least February. Here, wow, did they play all their games early against the Clippers? They beat the Clippers on January 6th. Back in December, they beat the Clippers on December the 4th. So yeah, they have the tiebreaker over the Clippers. So regardless, a win puts them in the playoffs. They need to win this game to get into the playoffs, which I think that's a bet on. I think that's bet on situation here for Minnesota. I know it's a shit ton of points, 55% tickets, 59% cash on the Timberwolves. I think this is not only Minnesota. I think this is Minnesota smash and grab double up, just like the Denver Nuggets. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves, even at this huge number, I think they kicked the shit out of the Utah Jazz in this game. And we see the Timberwolves just take care of business in this one here. This is a massive, massive number. I think this is the most I will ever lay in the NBA. Minus 22.5 over on BetMGM full game. And then Jesus Christ, minus 13.5, minus 115 first half. I'm doubling up on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I did not think I was going to be doing that in this game, but this game means a lot to the Timberwolves. And I think this is a game where they're going to play their starters the whole time. And they're going to try to get out of that play-in. And I think that leads to an absolute blowout here in this game where the Timberwolves take care of business and get into the playoffs. So, yeah, double up spot from here. Minus 13.5 first half, minus 23 full game. Rockets playing nobody. Denver smash spot. Yeah, I'm going for the Rockets. No duh. You're a Houston guy. We know. Wolves will be a big pull players. Backdoor cover. Give me the Jazz. Way too many points. Can't lay 23. Get out of here. That's why I also grabbed the first half. Because I think at the very least, if the Minnesota Timberwolves are in position to cover 23 full game, they absolutely cover the first half, which is minus 13.5. Do I like laying this many points? Absolutely not. It definitely worries me laying this many points in this game. But with that being said, I think the motivation is absolutely there for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I think they smash in this spot here in this one. We'll move on. Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. This is another spot. Do we really want to lay double digits on the road with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have nothing to play for? Line opened up at a 16. It's down to a 12.5. This tells me the Pelicans try on their last home game here against. You want to end with a decent effort against the number one team in the West that have already clinched a spot, already clinched the number one seed in the West. They've been playing terrible. They're coming off of the 49-point loss. I think we see some effort here from the New Orleans Pelicans. This line's plummeting. Tells me that that's going to be a lot of backups here for the Thunder as they're going to rest their players heading into the playoffs. That's another spot. I'm going to go ahead and take the points here with New Orleans. It's going to be an ugly looking card. I'm well aware of that. But I'm going to fade big favorites that have nothing to play for. And I'm getting 13 and minus 120 over in Bovada. Sign me up for that here. I'm going to take all them points with the Pelicans in this game, with the Thunder having nothing to play for and resting players. With this line dropping the way it has, they're definitely resting players. So plus 13 for me, minus 120 on the New Orleans Pelicans in this game. First half is good. Yeah, I could definitely, yeah. Thunder smash. I disagree with you, but it is what it is. We'll move on. We have 2 games remaining in the NBA, and then we the New Orleans or the Portland Trailblazers taking on the LA Lakers. The Blazers 6-point favorites, total of 218. I think this line tells you everything you need to know. The question is, do we want to lay this type of points with the Portland Trailblazers? The Lakers are the 3 seed in the West. They will be playing whoever the hell they get is the 6 seed. We don't know. That could either be the Denver Nuggets, that could be the Minnesota Timberwolves, it could be the Golden State Warriors, could be the LA Clippers. So there are 4 different teams that they could be playing in that 6 seed. So who knows who it is. The Lakers, I'm assuming, will be resting all their players today. With this line being the way it is, I'm assuming no Luka. I'm assuming no LeBron. I'm assuming none of their top guys. And I think that's pretty simple to assume there. Question is, do we lay 6 with the Portland Trailblazers, or has this line gone too far? Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game because I'm assuming the public will be on the Lakers in this spot. Obviously, the Lakers are dogs to a bad Portland team, so the public will be on them. Yeah, 61% tickets, 51% cash on the Lakers in this one. I'm kind of interested in the Blazers in this game here, and I think I'm going to move on the Blazers here in this spot. I think this is a game where, once again, you have a team that's eliminated playing their last home game against a team that's not going to be trying. I think this leads to a nice spot for the Portland Trailblazers. I will lay the 6 with them here. I know I'm on a lot of NBA today, but damn it, I'm hoping at the end of the day that I am in the black in the NBA. That's my goals today. Is I'm entering the day down 6.25 units. I'm hoping these spots that I like smash today, and I finish in the black for the NBA regular season. So am I betting a little bit more than I usually would? Yeah, but it's the last day of the regular season, and I'm trying to go out with a bang here. So there we go. Blazers smash. Agreed. Knicks sitting all their starters. Shocker. Now I see now. Give me the Nets at 4.5. Hold the nose. Yeah, I gave that out a while ago. So yeah, I agree with you there. Final game of the day. This one has some implications on it here because we have the Golden State Warriors taking on the LA Clippers. I believe this, if the Clippers lose this game, or if the Warriors lose this game, they could be out of the playoffs and into the play-ins and having to play Memphis in the first game because Minnesota, as I'm going to call it, pretty much an easy win today against the Utah Jazz. They should get that win there. This line opened up at a 4. It's down to a 3.5. It's been 4 for basically a while. It did bounce back and forth between 3.5 and 4. So we have a slight move towards the Clippers in this game. Line opened up 222. It's down to a 219.5. And how much would the NBA love to have it where the Warriors are in a playing game? Maybe that'll create some hype for a playing game against the Memphis Grizzlies. And let's take a look at the cash flow here in this spot. See if maybe the Pelicans are worth a look here, or the Clippers are worth a look. 55% of tickets, 60% of the cash on the Clippers. Line's moving towards them. And then we have 87% of tickets and 88% of the cash on the over. I think this is a Clippers bet in this game here. Clippers are fighting for the 4 seed, so they absolutely have something to fight for. The Warriors do as well. This market's telling me that the Clippers are alive in this game. And maybe this is one where you just sit back and watch and see what happens. But this would be Clippers or no bet here for me. Clippers are no bet. And it's gonna end up being it's gonna be the Clippers. I'm gonna back the Clippers in this game. Let me see what the best available number is for this one here. Clippers plus points. At the base, I think it's a close competitive game. And who knows? Maybe we see Golden State in the play. That would be hilarious. But yeah, we're seeing 3.5 now. Yeah, definitely sign me up for the Clippers here. Clippers plus 3.5 minus 110 to close out my NBA card. Let me track this. Where's Clippers? There we go. Clippers plus 3.5. Let's see. You put all the meaningless dogs in a parlay for 20. Put all the meaningless dogs in a parlay for 20. Nick, you clean up. I mean, one of them is going to lose, but I don't know. Clippers money line. Warriors choke today, and then Warriors by 10, saying Lex. Interesting. I'm on the Clips there. But we'll make the transition from the NBA. No more regular season NBA action or content on this channel. We now go to the NHL, where the NHL has been really strong the last couple of days, and it's mainly been off of one angle that I've been betting blindly. 2 teams that have nothing to play for, you take overs. Nobody wants to block shots if you're heading to Cancun next week, and nobody wants to block shots if you're heading to the playoffs next week, especially if the game means literally nothing. So we have the Montreal Canadiens, who are 4 points behind the Ottawa Senators. The Ottawa Senators, I believe, have the tiebreaker over the Canadiens and therefore cannot be passed by the Canadiens. They have nothing to play for. They're not passing the Panthers. They are not passing, and the Canadiens are not passing them. The question is who they get in the first round, which will most likely be the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are up 4 points with 3 games to go. On the flip side, we have the Philadelphia Flyers, who have nothing to play for. So both these teams have nothing really to play for. Minus 245 for the Sens. Does Ottawa try in this game? Is this a game where the Canadiens can finish with 92 points? And the tiebreaker is regulation wins, I believe, which I believe regulation wins goes the way of Ottawa. So yeah, Ottawa has nothing to play for here in this game. Neither does Philly. It's a good matinee game. This game puck drop in 18 minutes, and we're going to start our day off with a double over. 2 teams with nothing to play for. We bet first period and full game overs. That's the way we've been doing it for the last couple days. They've been extremely strong, so we're going to get our day started with that. First period over 1.5 minus 115 over on Bet365. And oops, I did not mean to click off of that there. And the full game over 5.5 minus 125 on Fanatics. My bad, minus 120 on Bovada. We're going to go ahead and pull the trigger there. So we're going to get our day started off with the double over here in this spot. First period over 1.5, full game over 5.5, Philadelphia and Ottawa. Let's see. We have a chance to hit a monster parlay. Nets, Charlotte, Wizards, 76ers, Pelicans, $20 for 500. Is that spread or is that money line? Because I can't believe that 20 plus 24.80 would be a money line thing. I'm assuming those are spreads. If you had balls, you'd take the money line. We'll move on. The New York Islanders are taking on the New Jersey Devils in this game. Very, very similar situation than as the first game that we just talked about. Two teams with nothing to play for. The New Jersey Devils are locked into the 3 seed. They will be starting off their playoffs at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina against the Carolina Hurricanes. We all know this, and they have nothing to play for. On the other side, the Islanders have nothing to play for. They were eliminated yesterday, and the only thing the Islanders really have to play for is a better draft pick. And I don't believe it's Ilya Sorokin. I don't think that they're starting Sorokin the rest of the year because he was dealing with, I think, an upper body injury as well. So don't be shocked to see. It won't be Hogberg because he just played yesterday, but it could be the rookie in net for the Islanders. And on the flip side, the Devils have nothing to play for as well. So this will be going right back. And we're going to have a few of these to start our card with these first period full game overs because the next game qualifies as well. So for me in this game, I'm only going to look towards the Devils in the spot. If I'm looking at side, just they're too expensive. First period over 1.5 minus 120, bet 365. Full game over 5.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. So once again, we're doubling up on overs in this game here. First period over, full game over with the Islanders and the Devils here in this one. And spoiler, we're going to do it next game as well. Spread. Yep. I'm back. Sorry. LOL. Trends and all that BS don't matter for shit either. Poo. Yeah, because teams don't care at these times. Yeah. Some Devs players I saw were not going to play. One was Hamilton and the other one was Nosek Black. Yeah. Because once again, this game does not matter. The Islanders are eliminated and the what do you call it? The Islanders are eliminated and the Devils are locked into their spot. So yeah, neither team have anything to play for. So for the Devils, you're going to see rested players. For the Islanders, you're going to see, who knows, them not care. Because do you really want to block a shot, get hurt right before you're about to go on vacation when the season ends? Who knows? We'll move on. The Boston Bruins and the Pittsburgh Penguins, very, very same situation here. We have two teams with nothing to play for. The Devils, or not Devils, wrong game. Both these teams are towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference as well. The Boston Bruins are now the worst team in the Eastern Conference. They did tanking right. They did the tank job correctly, which their odds for the draft lottery are the only ones have better odds than them are Nashville, Chicago, and San Jose. They did the tanking correctly there. On the flip side, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have 78 points in 80 games. They are long eliminated as well. And this is very similar to the last few games, the first couple games. We're going to go right back to it here. First period over, full game over as well. The first period over, bet 365 has minus 125. The full game over is a minus 125 over on 5.5 over on Fanatics. So once again, we're going right back to it here. First period, full game overs for this one here. First period over 1.5 minus 125. Full game over 5.5 minus 125 as well. Not even looking at sides for this one. That is nothing there. Devils and Reg, Hogberg. Well, yeah. Well, no, LOL, still a rivalry. Oh, I don't. Yeah, sure. Hogberg listed unconfirmed. Wouldn't shock me. The Islanders have, 2 games remaining? Bees can't move any lower as far as I know. Maybe. I think the Flyers could pass them. Yeah. Karen Lacey from LSU dies at 24. Jesus. I think I saw an ESPN notification for that. I don't know exactly who that is, but yeah. We'll move on. The Toronto Maple Leafs are taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. The Maple Leafs or the Hurricanes minus 185 favorites in this game, total 6. That kind of caught me off guard that the Hurricanes are this big of favorites when they really don't care. This is a Hurricanes team that they know they are playing the Devils in the first round of the playoffs. I know I keep repeating myself, but we all know the Hurricanes are playing the Devils in the first round of the playoffs. We've known that for a while now. And on the flip side, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are, I believe with a win, they can clinch the Atlantic Division. Currently, they have played the same amount of games as the Lightning. They're 4 points up on them. With the win, they would be 6 points up on them, depending on what they do. Now, the Lightning should win. So in regulation wins would be a tie still, depending on if Tampa Bay wins in regulation. What do you call it? If they win in regulation, then and the Maple Leafs win in overtime, then the tiebreaker could go towards Tampa Bay. But with that being said, a win in regulation, I believe, locks up the Atlantic Division for the Maple Leafs. So they have everything to play for in this game, and they're massive dogs. I don't get it. I don't know why they're massive dogs in this game. I'm going to take a shot with them here in this one. What do the Hurricanes have to play for other than playing out the string? And why not take a shot here? Toronto's team total is 2.5, even money over Bovada. I'm going to double up on this game too as well with Toronto in this game. Full game plus 185 and team total over 2.5 at even money. I don't understand this line whatsoever in this game. Carolina has not been trying, and the Maple Leafs can clinch the division with a win here in this game. So yeah, I'm going to take a shot here. Toronto Maple Leafs money line plus 184, or plus 185. That's a ridiculous line. And then the team total over 2.5 at even money as well. I'm going to take a shot here with Carolina in this one. Leafs, yep. Rockets playing everyone versus Denver. I just read. Interesting. That makes me a little bit nervous about my Denver double up, but explains why the line's probably 9, right? We'll move on. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning minus 270 favorites, total 6.5 in this game. Not a game I am overly excited about. Obviously, the Lightning do have something to play for, so I can see them trying in this game, but it's Jonas Johansson in net, which kind of makes me a little weary. Maybe this is a game where if Toronto is up like 2-0 at the end of the first period or something like that, maybe this is a game where the Lightning start to care less because the Lightning wouldn't be able to catch the Maple Leafs for the division, which unfortunately, because I got 5-1 on them to win the division, but it is what it is. And I do think Toronto wins today against the Hurricanes. But this is another game where I think this is going to be the first pass of the card for me. I do lean overs in this game as well. I do think the Lightning probably win. I would be more interested in the Sabres if they were at home. So that's something there. So it'd be just a slight lean towards the overs in this game for me. First period, full game, but not a game I'm getting involved with. Line down to 7. Damn it. Okay. I mean, they may pull starter second half. Maybe. But we'll move on. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Washington Capitals. The Blue Jackets still alive for right now. Currently, the Blue Jackets trail the Montreal Canadiens by 5 points, and they have 1 game in hand. With a win here in this one, they would lose their game in hand, but they would be up to 85 points, would be 3 points behind the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I do expect Columbus to try in this game. Absolutely, I expect them to try in this game. And usually, in a game where these two teams literally played yesterday, it was a 7-0 game. If this was halfway through the regular season, I'd be on Capitals, no questions asked. No questions asked. You're back at home. You just got spanked 7-0 the previous game. Here's the thing, though. Columbus is still trying, and Washington has nothing to play for. They're playing out the strings until the playoffs start. And I think this is a spot where Columbus comes in and they beat the Capitals again to keep their playoff hopes alive, because we know that the Blue Jackets are going to play with everything, and the Capitals are playing with nothing. So I think this is a spot plus 140. I'm going to take the Blue Jackets in this game here. Blue Jackets plus 140 here for me. Back to the chat. I could see a very good amount of fans there. Yeah. Of CBJ fans. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. But we will continue on. This one's an interesting one. We have the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets with nothing to play for. They are locked into the number 1 seed, and they've won the Pacific Division. They are locked into the number 1 seed in the conference, and they are the President's Trophy winners. So they will get the second wild card team in the in the Western Conference, which is currently St. Louis, with them having up 4 points with 2 games in hand on the Flames. So that's going to get interesting there, especially with the Flames playing the Sharks next game. We'll talk about that. The Oilers, let's take a look what the Oilers are dealing with here. They are 4 points behind the Kings with no games in hand. So, and let's see, regulation wins goes the way of the Kings. So with a loss, the Edmonton Oilers are guaranteed the 3 seed. With a Kings win, the Oilers are guaranteed the 3 seed. Till then, they still have something to play for there. So maybe that pumps me off the overs in this game and leads me more towards the Oilers in this spot, because the Oilers might have something to play for. Do they care, though? They're 4 points out with 3 games in hand. That's probably not going to happen. So ultimately, it's going to be a stale spot for me, but technically the Oilers have something to play for, so it's not an automatic over. So it's a pass here for me. I think I'm definitely interested in the next game, laying a puck line, though. But yeah. Who's in goal for the Caps? Backup like yesterday. It should be Charlie Lindgren in net, which is the backup. Yeah. We'll move on. Calgary Flames, San Jose Sharks. This is, I think, a smash spot here, because this is a must-win game for the Calgary Flames, and they saw their opportunity creak open a little bit more last night, not because of the Minnesota Wild, who came back and won in overtime, but the St. Louis Blues. They did last night, but they did not get both points, which is really, if you have Blues, because he has life. And I think they are at home. This is, I believe, is this the last home game for them? No, they get Vegas next game, and then they get LA to end the year, which LA might not be playing for something. Vegas are already locked up the Pacific Division. So it is wide open for the Calgary to potentially come in here and steal that last wildcard spot away from the Blues, which would suck. But with that being said, I do think it gets a little bit more nerve-wracking for the St. Louis Blues here, as the Flames come in, they win the first period, they win the full game, they cover the puck line full game, and I'm going to double up on the. I think this is an absolute smash spot for Calgary, who are playing a Sharks team that are playing out the strings, who are probably going to be the number 1 draft pick, who are probably going to get the number 1 draft pick here, or they have really good odds for the number 1 overall pick again. So I'm getting the Flames puck line at -110, and the first period puck line is +115. I think the Flames come in here, they dominate this game, and they keep their playoff hopes alive. They have everything to play for and everything to lose, and the Sharks have nothing to play for, which could make them a little bit of a dangerous team. But this is a Sharks team that, and I'm doubling up on Flames action here in this one. First period, full game in this one here. First period -1/2, full game first period -1/2, +115, full game -1.5, -110. I should also see the Flames light up the Sharks, honestly. Yes, they absolutely should. Absolutely should. We'll move on. Last game of the day, and this is a over spot for me. We have 2 teams with nothing to play for. We have the Ducks, who are already eliminated. We have the Avalanche, who are confirmed playing the Dallas Stars in the first round of the playoffs. So let me get it started here with first period over 1.5, -120, full game over 5.5 at -120 as well. Here's the thing, though, is I'm kind of interested in the Ducks in this game as well. It's their last home game of the year. We have an Avalanche team that doesn't care. They're not trying, and they're just trying to get to the playoffs. Unfortunately, that team total over for the Ducks is a little expensive, -140. So this might have to just be money line here for this game at +115 over on Bet365. I'm going to triple up on the spot, kind of similar to yesterday with the Blue Jackets. I think this is a spot where we still have Colorado missing a bunch of players, and we have a Ducks team that's been scrappy towards the end of the year. +115. I believe this is the last home game for the Ducks this year as well. I want to make sure that I hope that it is. It especially since I just clicked on the button for the Ducks. But I am on the Ducks, the first period over and the full game over here in this one. I think this is a game where the Ducks show up for their last home game. They hit the road to play Minnesota and Winnipeg after this. Perfect. So last home game of the year for the Ducks. I think they come in and they show up here in this spot. They take care of business against the Avalanche, and we triple up on this game here. So, yeah, Ducks money line, first period over, full game over here for me. Ducks at plus 115, first period over 1.5 minus 120, and the full game over as well at 5.5 minus 120. So, yeah, big card today. Have a lot of action. I'm putting them all up now. Yeah. I'm tempted on Quackers. The next game, though. Shh. Fair. But that is everything for today's games. If you guys have not already, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. That's going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys always for watching.